Good afternoon. Everyone, please stand for the presentation of the colors and for our national anthem. Thank you for the presentation of the colors by the University of Toledo Rocket Battalion and the performance of our national anthem by the University of Toledo Health Science Campus student groups Docapella and Vocal Remedy. I would also like to thank Glass City Brass for their musical accompaniment during today's ceremony. It is now my pleasure to introduce the 17th President of the University of Toledo, Dr. Sharon Gaber.
Everyone, please be seated. On behalf of the University of Toledo, I'm honored to preside over today's commencement exercises. It's with great pleasure that I welcome the graduates, families, and friends to your graduation. All of us are here today to recognize your achievements. Would all the members of the University of Toledo College of Medicine and Life Sciences class of 2019 please stand and be recognized? Please be seated. We'll continue to cheer you along the way. I'd now like to recognize the members of our platform party. Would you please stand when I call your name? The University of Toledo has tremendous support from our Board of Trustees. It's my pleasure to recognize the chair of the board, Ms. Mary Ellen Pisanelli. I'd also like to welcome the other members of the Board of Trustees who are present today, Mr. Steve Chucci, Mr. Jeff Cole, and our student trustee, Hedia Elahania. We also have an emeritus board member in attendance, Dr. Amjad Hussain. Thank you all for your loyal support of the University and the College of Medicine, Life Sciences. Would Dr. Karen Bjorkman, Interim Provost and Executive Vice President for Academic Affairs, and Dr. Cindy Gruden, Interim Vice Provost for Graduate Affairs and Dean of the College of Graduate Studies, please stand. Would Mr. Benjamin Barros, Dean of the College of Law, and Dr. John Plenifish, Interim Dean of the College of Natural Sciences and Mathematics, please stand? Also in the platform party are Dr. Imran Ali, Vice Dean for Undergraduate Medical Education for the College of Medicine, Dr. Michael McCrae, President of the College of Medicine and Life Sciences Alumni Affiliate, and Dr. Michael Ellis, Chief Medical Officer and Professor of Medicine, who will perform the oath of office for our military graduates. Would Dr. Candace Williams, College of Medicine and Life Sciences Associate Dean for Graduate Programs, and Dr. Paul Schaefer, Associate Dean for Student Affairs and Admissions, please stand to be recognized. Special recognition goes to Dr. Shobha Ratnam, Chair of the College of Medicine Council, who is the Grand Marshal for the processional for today's ceremony. I'd also like to extend a very special welcome to our honorary degree recipient and today's commencement speaker, Dr. Scott Parazinski. Would you please stand? Thank you. Certainly one of the reasons for the success of the College of Medicine and Life Sciences is the contribution of our academic and clinical affiliates. From our local partners throughout Toledo, Northwest Ohio, and Southeast Michigan, to our global affiliates around the world. These institutions and preceptors willingly accept our students into training and do an excellent job of educating them. I'd especially like to recognize the leadership of ProMedica Health System for their commitment to the education and retention of our students. Thank you for all of the support and essential collaboration you provide in the education of our students. I'd like to recognize the leaders and representatives from the state of Ohio and city council members who are with us today. I'd now like to ask all of the College of Medicine and Life Sciences faculty members and the leadership team in the college and hospital to stand and be recognized for your efforts in the education of our graduates. Thank you all. Graduation is truly a team effort. I'd like to ask all of the individuals, faculty, staff, students, and volunteers who've worked to plan today's commencement exercises to stand and be recognized. Finally, I'd also like to take a moment on this special day to recognize yet one more group of special heroes, unsung heroes, without whom this day would have not been possible. A group of individuals who work selflessly to provide cheer and support, to offer judgment and counsel, and to just be there when needed for that moment of sadness or joy. Would the parents of the graduates please stand? And now, would spouses, partners, and children of the graduates please stand? Thanks and congratulations to all of you. It's now my pleasure to ask Chair Pisanelli to come to the podium for the presentation of the honorary degree.
President Gaber, ladies and gentlemen, it is my great pleasure to introduce Scott Parazinski, an inventor, CEO, licensed physician in emergency medicine, and retired NASA astronaut. Dr. Parazinski has a remarkable resume. He is currently the founder, inventor, and CEO of Fluidity Technologies in Houston, Texas, which is a technology startup commercializing single-handed robotic control interfaces for the drone market as well as other physical and virtual environments. He is also the sole proprietor for Apogee Interests, which manages his exploration initiatives. Dr. Parazynski has lived and traveled all over the world, including places such as Dakar, Senegal, Beirut, Lebanon, Tehran, Iran, and Athens, Greece. He obtained a Bachelor of Science degree in biology at Stanford University and also received his medical degree from Stanford. This was followed by an internship at Brigham and Women's Hospital, Harvard Medical School in Boston, and a residency in emergency medicine in Denver in preparation for a career in emergency medicine and trauma. In 1992, Dr. Parazynski was selected to join NASA and served as an astronaut for 17 years. He also served in numerous senior leadership roles, including mission specialist and senior leader within the astronaut corps. He is a space flight veteran and one of NASA's most experienced spacewalkers. He co-invented several extravehicular activity tools and medical exercise devices for long-duration spaceflight. He also served as the lead astronaut for Space Shuttle Thermal Protection System repair in the aftermath of the Space Shuttle Columbia tragedy. One of his mission highlights includes serving as Senator John Glenn's crewmate and personal physician during STS-95. His final extravehicular activity is regarded by many as one of the most challenging and dangerous ever performed, as he was positioned by a 90-foot robotic boom farther than any orbiting astronaut had ever ventured from the safety of their airlock. Dr. Parazynski is also a commercial instrument, multi-engine, and seaplane rate pilot. He has climbed in the Alaska Range, the Cascades, the Rockies, the Alps, the Andes, and the Himalayas. He is the first, and so far the only astronaut, to scale Mount Everest. He recently served as founding director and chief medical officer of the University of Texas Medical Branches Center for Polar Medical Operations, where he oversaw the medical screening and on-ice care of the National Science Foundation's U.S. Antarctica program. In 2014, he was designated as University Explorer and Professor of Practice at Arizona State University. He is a prolific inventor and product developer and serves on the boards of several organizations and companies. Dr. Parazynski has received numerous prestigious awards, including NASA Spaceflight Medals, NASA Distinguished and Exceptional Service Medals, 2 Vladimir Komarov diplomas from the Fédération Aéronautique Internationale, Flight Achievement Awards from the American Astronomical Association, and the Antarctica Service Medal, just to name a few. He was a top 10 competitor in the 1988 U.S. Olympic luge team trials and coached for the Philippines during the 1988 Calgary Olympic Winter Games. He is a member of the Arkansas Aviation Hall of Fame and was inducted into the U.S. Astronaut Hall of Fame in 2016. He also has numerous publications in the field of space physiology, with particular expertise in human adaptation to stressful environments. And now he's a rocket. President Gaber, it is now my honor to present to you Dr. Scott Parazynski.
Dr. Parazynski, we are so honored to have you with us today. Upon the recommendation of the faculty and by the authority vested in me by the state of Ohio and the trustees of the University of Toledo, I hereby confer upon you the honorary degree of Doctor of Science honoris causa in recognition of your outstanding contributions and your service to humanity.
Wow. Thank you so much for the wonderful introduction. And I have to say, this is one of the most exciting days of my life as well. And I know it's even more exciting for you. And I'm thrilled to be here to celebrate it with you. Certainly one of the most monumental days of your young lives. Being an old former astronaut, what I term a geezer-naut, that's what I call myself. I sort of vaguely remember the graduation from medical school for me is one of the most exultant celebrations of my life. So congratulations first off to the graduating class of 2019, but also to the faculty who got you here as well, and especially to the parents, your spouses and friends who not only suffered alongside you, but paid quite a bit, probably in many ways as well. So congratulations to you all. I recognize that I stand between you and your diploma, but I feel compelled to share all of my most important life lessons gathered over 57 years. So actually I have a few notes. It's 57 pages, double-sided, single-spaced, 4-point font. So everyone comfy? Everyone ready to? No, I won't do that to you. In fact, if I were to see 4-point font on my notes, it would look like blurry hieroglyphics. So I just have basically 10 high-level points that I wanted to share with you. Kind of sort of a top 10 list, if you will, in no particular order. But I really hope that my message gleaned from a rather unusual life in medicine, science, and innovation can have some bearing on your future lives. So here we go. First off, I wanted to talk about empathy. Try and put yourself in your patient's position as best you can. Having once actually been a critically ill patient myself, sustaining an occipital stroke in the aftermath of a mountaineering expedition in the high Andes, with sludge literally running through my veins, I experienced fear and uncertainty on the other end of the stethoscope. It's a really unusual perspective for a physician to be in, but I was there. And patients need answers to questions they have a very tough time asking, including some questions occasionally about their own mortality. Like for me, am I going to die the next time I strain on the toilet? Now this is not polite dinner conversation and perhaps not polite graduation conversation, but the point is very valid that these are the kinds of uncertainties that your patients may be facing. And it was a point that was entirely lost on my particular clinician. So empathy is at the core of what you do as healthcare providers. Secondly, I wanted to talk about patience and respect. Do your best, do your utmost to be patient with your patients and their families. They don't have a dozen patients waiting down the hall, and you'll always struggle with time management. It's part and parcel of being a physician. But listen with your full mind and heart. Don't be a slave to your electronics. Try and look your patients in the eye and give them the time that they need to understand the path ahead. My beautiful, wonderful daughter, Jenna, who's autistic, has taught me that patience is not only a good idea, it's the only way. So patience and respect. Thirdly, I wanted to mention humility. Seek out constructive feedback. It's not just the most senior or degreed person in the room who might have the best idea. On my shuttle flights, we had a mission commander, and down in Mission Control Houston, we had a flight director, and they had the ultimate responsibility and authority for mission success and safety. But we used what was called situationally appropriate leadership, where sometimes even the greenest rookie, the newest person on the team, had the essential piece of data or key training that could actually save the day. So literally, humility may just save a life someday. Fourth, I wanted to talk about appreciation. The team around you is every bit as important as you, believe it or not, regardless of your lofty degree, title, or general awesomeness. And I just wanted to share with you one of my favorite quotes from one of my NASA colleagues. And he said it tongue-in-cheek, but he said, at certain occasions, "I'd like to thank all the little people I stepped on to get here today." And what he really felt and meant by that was actually instead to bask in the reflected glow of your team's success. Nowhere is the power of teamwork felt more strongly than overcoming the long odds that NASA has over the many years, now 50 years since our first lunar landing of Apollo 11. It certainly pales in comparison, but my greatest day on the job ever involved repairing a live solar panel at the very tip of the International Space Station, a task we'd never trained for, using tools and procedures that had never been conjured up before, with a cobbled together robotic arm that had never been designed to be operated that way. But other than that, it was a pretty typical day in space. And and every single person who took part in what we called STS-120 EVA-4, the fourth spacewalk of this particular mission. From Doug Wheelock, my spacewalking partner, to my crewmates inside the spacecraft, to all the brilliant flight controllers in Houston, we'd all tell you that it was our finest day on the job ever. And we did it as a team, with no one role more important than the other. So we try to remember that. Fifth, I'd like to mention tenacity. And obviously you've got a lot of tenacity. You've made it here through your medical training. It was not an easy path, I know. But there's more tenacity required of you in the years ahead. The greatest sense of accomplishment, in my mind, comes from the things that come to us the hardest. I think I picked this up from my experience in the Boy Scouts, believe it or not. Reaching the rank of Eagle Scout is actually a pretty difficult thing to do, and I think the equivalent in the Girl Scouts is the Gold Badge. But it's a long way off, and many projects and things that you have to do to complete to get to that rank. And somehow I figured out that I needed to break it down into manageable pieces, one merit badge at a time, and to savor the small victories along the way. Analogously, I spent 2 long seasons on the slopes of Mount Everest, finally achieving the summit 10 years ago this month in May of 2009. After rupturing a disc in my lumbar spine at 24,000 feet above sea level in my first try in 2008. And the reason I bring this up is a number of climbers make it up to Everest Base Camp. They trek all the way in. It's an arduous trek, but the work ahead is even tougher. It's 2 vertical miles above base camp. And many climbers arrive there, look straight up, and conclude there's no way I can go a single step higher. It's just too much to absorb in one bite. And they're right. If you can't break up a challenge into attainable pieces, one day at a time, one rope length at a time, maybe even one step at a time on occasion, you'll never make it. So my advice to you is that micro successes along the way allow us to overcome the inevitable minor failures, and that the ultimate sense of accomplishment is really extraordinary once you get there. Next, I wanted to talk about knowledge and curiosity. Keep up with the advances in your chosen field. Read, attend conferences, push your skills, and learn from your peers. The art of healthcare is never, ever going to be static. Continued learning is at the heart of the fountain of youth as far as I'm concerned, keeping your mind vibrant and engaged. I had the great honor to fly in space with one of my boyhood heroes and one of Ohio's finest and one of America's greatest of all time, Senator John Glenn, when he returned to space at age 77. He was as sharp as can be until his final days, inquisitive about everyone and everything around him. And I said it as a boy, and I'll say it again today. When I grow up, I want to be like John Glenn. Innovation. Always ask, is there a better way to relieve pain, improve outcomes, make things more cost-effective or widely available? Otherwise, we'd still be doing bloodletting for everything that ails us. I'm an inventor, as was mentioned, and as healers, I think it's important that we all have this kind of shared mindset of what I call being motivated whiners. You need to be out there identifying problems and then have the tenacity to find the solutions for them. I'll give you just one quick example of something that was a simple thing that turned into something that may help many people. But a few years back, I had to have a knee arthroscopy. And after that procedure, my knee swelled up to the size of a beach ball. And none of the products that were available to me would conform to my knee, delivered the right thermal therapy for the right amount of time, and didn't allow me to move around. And so I went out and invented a technology that would meet all those significant unmet needs, and we're in the process of commercializing this product now. So by solving a critical problem that you face in your clinical world or in your lives, you can really help many more people. So always have that curiosity, is there a better way? Community. Try and pay it forward and receive even greater dividends. You may not feel especially wealthy right now. You may have a school loan or two. I hope not too many, but you've been given a great opportunity to serve your communities in many ways, not only as healers, but also as leaders and mentors. I remember back to the many mentors who took time for me way back when the thought of becoming a doctor and an astronaut was so far off it was almost laughable. And I'm sure you've had incredible role models here and also family members who've supported you getting to this point. And now it's going to be your turn to reciprocate, to help your communities in other ways too. Next, I wanted to mention humor. Enjoy the company of your peers and patients, and don't take yourself too seriously, because God knows your kids never will. Folks often ask my son, Luke, if he had any interest in following in my footsteps into space exploration, and the answer is always absolutely not. He grew up in and around the space program, and he thinks that it's about as cool as maybe plumbing or something like that. So, but I am really excited for him. He's found his own path. He's graduating from Baylor University next weekend, as a matter of fact. But not only has he found a career that he's passionate about, he's developed a great sense of humor that often involves teasing his old man, but I let him do that. And then finally, I wanted to bring up family and friends, last but certainly not least. Depending on your chosen field, you'll likely work some very, very long hours, and yet time's going to fly by for you because you love what you do, and you'll be helping others in the process. But never forget your home team, and I'm very, very happy to say that my amazing wife, Dr. Mina Wadwa, is here with me today, and thank you. And so lucky to have her in my life, and also my children, and my home team makes it possible for me to do the things that I do, and your home team will be there for you as well. I'm not sure that there's such a thing as a true work-life balance, at least in healthcare, because for you, work is life and vice versa. But that said, my advice is to try and share the joys of what you do with your family and friends, to make sure that you devote time and considerable energy to them along the path. So in closing, I'm just so very excited to think about the paths you all will take, the lives you'll impact, and the discoveries you're going to make. Mountains are really wonderful metaphors for the challenges and opportunities of life. And so as I'd shout on my summit climb of Everest, onward and upward. Thank you very much. And go Rockets. And before I leave the stage, I would hope you would do me the honor. I'd love for us to take a selfie, actually an USSI together, the class of 2019. So can everyone smile for the camera? Cheers. Go Rockets. Thank you.
Now he's a real rocket scientist. All right, we will begin the presentation of candidates for degrees and certificates. Dr. Candace Williams, Associate Dean for the College of Medicine and Life Sciences. Dr. Paul Schaefer, Associate Dean for Student Affairs and Admissions, will present the degrees for the University of Toledo College of Medicine and Life Sciences class of 2019, followed by Dr. Sharon Gaber, President of the University of Toledo, who will confer the degrees. Each graduate will be recognized by name and receive their diplomas individually, starting with recipients of graduate degrees and certificates who will be announced by Dr. Candace Williams. Dr. Williams and Dr. Schaefer.
Will all of the candidates for graduate degrees, please stand and remain standing. Dr. Gaber. Oh, it is my great pleasure to present the candidates for the degrees of Doctor of Philosophy in Biomedical Science and Master of Science in Biomedical Science.
Will all the candidates for medical degrees please stand? Dr. Gaber, it is my great pleasure to present the candidates for the degrees of Doctor of Medicine and other combined degrees.
Upon the recommendation of the faculty and by the authority vested in me by the state of Ohio and the trustees of the University of Toledo, I do confer upon all of the qualified candidates, including those in absentia, the degrees for which they have met the requirements. You are charged with the duties and responsibilities of that degree and granted the privileges and prerogatives appertaining thereto, as well as the obligations of the duties and responsibilities of the profession. The doctoral graduates may now move their tassels from the back left of their mortarboards to the front left side. The master's graduates may now move their tassels from the back right of their mortarboards to the back left side of their mortarboard.
Congratulations. Medical degree graduates may be seated, please. Dr. Gaber, Dr. Cooper, Dr. Gruden, members of the Board of Trustees, faculty, parents, and guests, the College of Graduate Studies at the University of Toledo enjoys a tradition of excellence in 40 doctoral programs and 128 master's programs in 10 colleges across the university. In addition to the PhD and the master's degrees, UT also offers 7 professional doctorate degrees and 10 professional master's degrees. Today, 27 students will be graduating from 5 different graduate programs in the College of Medicine and Life Sciences. Several of these students have completed 2 programs of study and will be awarded dual degrees or certificates. The recipients for the degrees of Doctor of Philosophy in Biomedical Science and Master of Biomedical Sciences will have their hoods placed by Dr. Ivana de la Serna, Associate Professor, Department of Cancer Biology, Dr. Amira Gohara, Professor in the Department of Pathology, and Dean Emerita of the College of Medicine, or by a special hooder. The College of Medicine's doctoral program in biomedical sciences began in 1975. It now trains students to become independent research scientists in the fields of cancer biology, neuroscience and neurological disorders, medical microbiology and immunology, and molecular medicine. Audience, please try to hold your applause until all of the graduates have received their degrees, their diplomas. Okay. Ready? The recipients of the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Biomedical Science are Dr. Daniel Craig, being hooded by his fiancée, Dr. Madeline Oliver. Dr. Cara DeAngelis, being hooded by a graduate mentor, Dr. Jill Matson. Dr. Xiaoming Fan, being hooded by his wife, Dr. Xiaoluo Zhong. Dr. Garther Wassam Kolpana, known to us as Kalpana, being hooded by graduate committee member Dr. Ivana de la Serna. Dr. Mohammed Saad Moladina, being hooded by his advisor, Dr. Mark Wooten. Okay, please join me in congratulating these newly minted PhDs. Thank you. The Master of Science in Biomedical Sciences program in the College of Medicine and Life Sciences currently offers advanced study in 13 different areas of concentration. Audience, as I call each student, please hold your applause until all of the graduates have been announced. The recipients of the Master of Science in Biomedical Sciences are Tori Lee Carney, Tricia Clark, Sean Curley, Jonathan Hammond, Prabjot Kaur, Sarah Kearney, Christian Landmack, Oluwatobi Lasisi, Derek Nelson, Mary Oki, Rajion Padel, Caleb Perez, Zachary Schreikenberger, Olivia Lauren Senko, and Iman Tassovar. Please join me in congratulating these master's degrees recipients. Dr. Cooper, that concludes the presentation of candidates for graduate degrees.
Thank you, Dr. Williams. At this time, I would like to call Dr. Brian Youssef to give the graduate student commencement speech. Dr. Youssef is one of this year's outstanding students in the PhD program in biomedical sciences. Dr. Youssef.
Thank you, Dean Cooper, and good afternoon, everybody. On behalf of the College of Medicine and Life Sciences, I would like to again welcome all our family, our friends, our loved ones, and mentors. And let's just take a moment to acknowledge that our success as graduates today is really all of your success as well. I know that none of us could have gotten to where we are today without your support, love, guidance, mentorship, and encouragement. It's also important to note that this includes our peers who have helped us learn all the information that we needed to learn and get through those long nights. I really believe that we've fostered an environment of learning and success at the University of Toledo, and I hope that every single one of us is able to take that culture with us wherever we may end up in the future. So I genuinely want to say thank you to everyone that has helped me and every one of my fellow graduates today. If you don't mind, could we give a round of applause to our family and friends, guys? It's a great honor to have the opportunity to talk to you today, and I know it's already been a long day, and we have quite more of the program to get through, so I'm going to keep it short and sweet. The main point that I'd like to press upon my fellow graduate students is to always remember that the research that you're conducting is essential for the advancement of medicine, and thus aims to make people's lives better. So our mission as biomedical researchers, just like our clinical counterparts, is to improve the human condition. I really can think of no greater task or more important task in the world. I'm an MD PhD graduate, and I've had the unique opportunity to see how medicine evolves both on the benchtop as well as at the bedside. My research examined how flaviviruses, viruses like West Nile virus, are able to cause disease in humans. As you'd expect, my graduate work was very specific. I identified an interaction between a single viral protein and a host protein, and I thoroughly characterized that interaction. When I made a mutant virus that was unable to interact with the host, its replication was significantly decreased. My work started the foundation for the development of new vaccines and antiviral therapies for flaviviral infections. One of the great opportunities that the graduate students in the College of Medicine and Life Sciences was given was an opportunity to write an article for our local paper, the Toledo Blade. Our job in the as we wrote the article, was to explain our research to the public. Why is it important, and how does it help people? It was a great learning opportunity, but what really stuck with me was the response that I got from the article after it was published. Multiple individuals from the Lucas County Department of Health, as well as the Toledo Area Sanitary District, reached out to me to see if they could help collaborate, advance the research, and make the public safe. But what was most surprising was a local Toledoan actually emailed me and wanted to thank me and my lab for the work that we did on flaviviral research. He was kind enough to share with me that his sister, traveling abroad decades ago, actually passed away from a flaviviral infection. And he was quite surprised that here at the University of Toledo, we're trying to rid the world of these horrible viruses. Excuse me. This was the first time, really, when I talked with this individual or communicated with him. This was the first time that I connected the dots between what I was doing in the lab and how I was really helping people. It was an extremely gratifying experience, and unfortunately, it is a rare occurrence for researchers. So I moved on, I finished up my dissertation, I was thrown back into medical school, and as I was trying to get through my third year, I focused on my clinical skills. The research slowly started to drift into the background. But that all changed during my neurology clerkship, when research was brought right back up to the forefront when I had the opportunity to care for Mr. Miller in the neurology clinic. Mr. Miller came in with complaints of generalized weakness, as well as what he characterized as fuzziness when he had to concentrate, such as reading a book. Mr. Miller previously contracted West Nile virus and developed life-threatening encephalitis. And as a result, he was suffering from neurological sequelae, or aftermath. And this was actually the first time I actually met a patient that was harmed by the viruses that I was trying to eradicate. I asked him, of course, to share his story with me, which he did, and it helped me really realize the devastation that these viruses can cause people. And he ended his account by telling me that he really believes that the only reason that he was sitting in front of me that day was because of the grace of God. And you see, we have no specific treatment for any flavivirus infection. All we can do is offer supportive care, make sure that the patient continues to breathe, and try to decrease the inflammation in their brain so they don't die. In essence, we're hoping that the body is able to beat the virus, not the other way around. I want to point out that the best way that we can improve how to treat patients like Mr. Miller is through the exact type of research that we've been training to perform for the last several years. So I will leave you with this. The College of Medicine and Life Science motto is, enter to learn, go forth to serve. So I charge each and every one of you with the task to use the skills and tools acquired here at the University of Toledo to be great scientists, to be great doctors, to make the world a better place through your work and your profession. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Youssef. At this time, we will award the Doctor of Medicine degrees. Dr. Paul Schaefer, Associate Dean for Student Affairs and Admissions, will announce the candidates. Dr. Schaefer.
Thank you, Dr. Cooper. Of the Doctor of Medicine candidates who are graduating today, 10 of the students have completed an additional 1 to 4 years of education at the graduate level, and thus will receive a dual MD and graduate degree or certificate. The dual MD-PhD program is a rigorous course of study consisting of full medical school preclinical and clinical requirements in addition to graduate study and research in one of 4 interdisciplinary tracks aligned with disease processes. The recipients of the degree of Doctor of Medicine and Doctor of Philosophy in Biomedical Sciences are Dr. Erin Semple, being hooded by her significant other, Dr. Bradley Baker. Dr. Jeffrey Shia, being hooded by his father, Dr. Zijian Shia. Dr. Brian Youssef, being hooded by his dissertation advisor, Dr. Roger Travis Taylor. At this time, we would like to take a moment of silence in recognition of Nicole Harless Dennis. Nicole was an MD-PhD student who unexpectedly passed away earlier this week. She entered the UT College of Medicine and Life Sciences with this current graduating class. Please keep her family and friends in your thoughts. Thank you. The Juris Doctor of Medicine Joint Degree Program offers graduate students the opportunity to earn 2 graduate degrees, evidencing the completion of the curriculum for the JD degree from the College of Law and the MD degree from the College of Medicine and Life Sciences in an accelerated period of study, generally 6 years. The program is aimed at students who wish to combine medical and legal expertise in their careers. Congratulations to our first graduating students completing this very rigorous program. Dr. Mark Fidel, being hooded by his brother, Dr. John Fidel. Dr. Alexis Holman, being hooded by her brother, Dr. Michael Boll. The MD-MBA program is a 5-year program offered in partnership by the College of Medicine and Life Sciences and the College of Business and Innovation. The integrated MD-MBA curriculum is designed to train physicians who are committed to becoming lifelong leaders for the world of medicine and healthcare administration. The recipients of the dual degrees of Doctor of Medicine and Masters of Business Administration are Dr. Chinonso Agubosom, being hooded by his brother, Dr. Chukwudi Agubosom. Dr. Matthew Minotti, being hooded by Dr. Amira Gohara. The MD-MPH program is a 5-year program designed to train physicians to enhance public health locally, regionally, nationally, and internationally. The graduates will have acquired the knowledge to become advocates for needed change, assess factors affecting health, critique and apply research findings, and develop health promotion and illness and injury prevention programs. The recipient of the dual degrees of Doctor of Medicine and Masters of Public Health is Dr. Alexandra Lexon, being hooded by her father, Dr. Jeffrey Lexon, and her mother, Dr. Suzanne Lexon. The University of Toledo offers a competitive year-long fellowship in pathology between the 2nd and 3rd years of medical school, in which students take courses leading to the graduate certificate in pathology while also completing clinical training in anatomical, clinical, and forensic pathology and teaching pathology to 2nd-year medical students in the organ systems block. The recipients of the dual Doctor of Medicine degree and the graduate certificate in pathology are Dr. Wesley Judy, being hooded by his mentor, Dr. William Gunning. Dr. Andrew Kobalka, being hooded by his mentor, Dr. Amira Gohara, and his brother, Dr. Peter Kobalka. Congratulations to our dual degree graduates. The next step in the path these MD graduates must take to practice medicine in the United States is entering an accredited residency program, which is known as graduate medical education. As detailed in the Commencement program, the graduates have chosen to pursue their residency in medical specialties across the country. Some of the MD graduates will be pursuing specialized research fellowships prior to entering their residency training. Dr. Amira Gohara and Dr. Charles Brunacardi, professor and chair of the Department of Surgery, were selected by the graduating class for the honor of hooding the candidates. A number of students will be hooded by their faculty mentors or by family members and friends who hold doctoral level degrees, which is a requirement for placing a doctoral hood. Audience, please hold your applause until all of the graduates have been hooded. The recipients for the degree of Doctor of Medicine are Dr. Rachel Ain, being hooded by her mother, Dr. Deborah Weintraub. Dr. Yasemin Alam, being hooded by her father, Dr. Ali Alam. Dr. Noah Okaldre, being hooded by his mentor, Dr. S. Amjad Hussein. Oh. Dr. Joseph Elocuson, being hooded by his mentor, Dr. Jeffrey Moore. Dr. Emily Armbruster. Dr. Omar Bedawi, being hooded by his medical mentor, Dr. David Mallory. Dr. John Bambeck. Dr. Elias Basile, being hooded by his sister, Dr. Layal Basile, and his uncle, Dr. Tony Basile. Dr. Austin Beam, being hooded by his mentor, Dr. Raja Kaul. Dr. Kevin Becker, being hooded by his mentor, Dr. Kenneth Farber. Dr. Rachel Beeson, being hooded by her mentor, Dr. Amanda Leonard. Dr. Kaylee Bell, being hooded by her father, Dr. Dwayne Poole. Dr. Andrew Bishop, being hooded by his mentor, Dr. Bill Coase. Dr. Jennifer Blanda, being hooded by her parents, Dr. Joseph Blanda and Dr. Michelle Blanda. Dr. Jared Evan Babalski, being hooded by his uncle, Dr. Larry Hookway. Dr. Joseph Brooks. Dr. Robert Brunner, being hooded by his mother, Dr. Jennifer Murtaugh, and grandfather, Dr. John Brunner. Dr. Taylor Buckley, being hooded by her parents, Dr. William Buckley and Dr. Rochelle Buckley. Dr. Keith Burns. Dr. Morgan Butcher, being hooded by her mentor, Dr. Daniel Cohen. Dr. Alexander Calderon, being hooded by his father, Dr. Kenneth Calderon. Dr. Nicholas Capaldo, being hooded by his father, Dr. Guy Capaldo. Dr. Arjun Chandra. Dr. Zheng Che, being hooded by his mother, Dr. Youngwei Huang. Dr. Catherine Chenevey, being hooded by her brother, Dr. Andrew Chenevey. Dr. Joshua Clark, being hooded by his brother-in-law, Dr. Jeffrey DeSano. Dr. Brandon Cobbins, being hooded by his father, Viesna Srey. Dr. Megan Crippen. Dr. Matthew Daly. Dr. Kyle Dameyer. Dr. Alexander Dang. Dr. Anthony de Leonibus, being hooded by his mother, Dr. Judith de Leonibus, and his sister, Dr. Maria de Leonibus. Dr. Michael DeVries, being hooded by his father, Dr. Brent DeVries. Dr. Xavier Douglas, being hooded by his mentor, Dr. Michelle Boos. Dr. Timothy Drotar. Dr. James Patrick Dugan, being hooded by his mentor, Dr. Richard Patt. Dr. Austin DuPont, being hooded by his sister, Dr. Kristen DuPont. Dr. Robert Easterling. Dr. Omar El-Nagar, being hooded by his father, Dr. Muhammad Ismail El-Nagar. Dr. Megan Emerson, being hooded by her fiancé, Dr. Stephen Markowiak. Dr. Dennis Aaron, being hooded by his father, Dr. Etri Aaron. Dr. Parisa Eskandari. Dr. Rayam Fashimpour, being hooded by his soon-to-be mother-in-law, Dr. Marina Zemskova. Dr. Morgan Lee Fish, being hooded by her great-uncle, Dr. Edward Cole. Dr. Patrick Flanagan. Dr. Kevin Frank, being hooded by his mentor in emergency medicine, Dr. Mohammed Musa. Dr. Jared Friedman, being hooded by his uncle, Dr. Jeffrey Judas. Dr. Alex Foltz. Dr. Tess Gaw, being hooded by her father, Dr. Gary Gaw. Dr. Priyanka Garg. Dr. Stephanie Gregory, being hooded by her brother-in-law, Dr. Michael Powell. Dr. Akhil Gupta. Dr. Feroz Harris, being hooded by his mentor, Dr. Amy Friedman, and his mother, Dr. Rosanna Harris. Dr. Danielle Heary. Dr. Truck Ho. Dr. Daniel Hoffman. Dr. Michelle Howe, being hooded by her friend, Dr. Amita Patel. Dr. Ihar Patricia Huang, being hooded by her father, Wenrei Huang, and brother, Mingxir Huang. Dr. Jessica Ickes, being hooded by her future father-in-law, Dr. David Tullis. Dr. Zaid Iftikharuddin, being hooded by his brother, Dr. Nasiruddin Muhammad, and brother-in-law, Dr. Arshad Ali. Dr. Samuel Ivan. Dr. Catherine Miranda Schroeder-Giroux, being hooded by her mentor, Dr. Amira Gohara. Dr. Justin Julian, being hooded by his best friend forever, Dr. Ryan Robinson. Dr. Kyle Keller, being hooded by his mentor, Dr. Dennis DeLuca. Dr. Claire Kelly, being hooded by her mentor, Dr. Roland Skeel. Dr. Nithin Casey Reddy. Dr. Shazli Khan, being hooded by her mother, Dr. Yasmin Pervez, and sister, Dr. Shanza Khan. Dr. Hannah Kissel-Smith, being hooded by her mentor, Dr. Richard Patt. Dr. Sitara Koniru, being hooded by her mother, Dr. Lata Koniru. Dr. Andrew Kostick. Dr. Brianna Krafsick, being hooded by her father, Dr. Randolph Krafsick. Dr. John Colin Krebs, being hooded by his mother, Dr. Carla Krebs. Dr. Kristen's daughter, being hooded by her partner, Dr. Matthew Johnson. Dr. Eugene Lapshin, being hooded by his mentor, Dr. Richard Patt. Dr. Shiashi Layton. Dr. Justin Leisure. Dr. Daniel Lewandowski, being hooded by his mother, Dr. Jean Lewandowski. Dr. Bo Lee, being hooded by her father, Dr. Frank Lee. Dr. Lauren Angela Linker, being hooded by her uncle, Dr. Leonardo Profena. Dr. Kevin Litzenberg, being hooded by his friend, Dr. Jeff Gibbs. Dr. Kayla Lockhart. Dr. Denise Mai, being hooded by her father, Dr. Chin Mai. Dr. Saloni Mathur, being hooded by her best friend and sister, Dr. Niharika Karupna, and brother-in-law, Dr. Simerjeet Gill. Dr. Amanda Mazurik. Dr. Joseph McKinney, being hooded by his mentor, Dr. Muhammad Musa. Dr. Amanda Mershik, being hooded by her father, Dr. Akbar Mershik. Dr. Christina Metcalf, being hooded by her mentor, Dr. Richard Patt. Dr. Matthew Nicholas Metzinger. Dr. Samuel Miller. Dr. Diva Mitchell. Dr. Graham Mitro. Dr. Jacqueline Muller, being hooded by her partner, Dr. Rakesh Goyal. Dr. Luke Muggy. Dr. Mariah K. Mascaro. Dr. Myrna Naji. Dr. Amira Najjar. Dr. Ryan O'Connell, being hooded by his father-in-law, Dr. Kulbhushan Gupta. Dr. Alexander Odell. Dr. Olivia O'Reilly, being hooded by her mentor, Dr. Patrick Saparsky. Dr. Dahlia Oda, being hooded by her father, Dr. Ali Oda. Dr. Anuradha Deepak Patel, being hooded by her best friend, Dr. Nathan Mercer. Dr. Stephen Pavelko, being hooded by his parents, Dr. Julie Pavelko and Dr. Douglas Pavelko. Dr. Sarah Perkins. Dr. Gregory Pontash, being hooded by his father, Dr. Eric Pontash. Dr. David Kwan, being hooded by his father, Dr. Kaming Kwan. Dr. Tyler David Reamsnyder. Dr. Charles Renner III. Dr. Kara Richardson, being hooded by her mother, Dr. Anita Somani. Dr. Shannon Rossio, being hooded by her sister, Dr. Ann Rossio. Dr. Alexander David Rosman, being hooded by his mother, Dr. Valerie Ann Myers Rosman. Dr. Courtney Rush, being hooded by her mentor, Dr. Richard Patt. Dr. Archit Sahai, being hooded by his mother, Dr. Rashmi Sahai. Dr. Alexis Salisbury, being hooded by her mentor, Dr. Carlos Baptista. Dr. Alicia Sangal, being hooded by your parents, Dr. Sanjay Sangal and Dr. Anu Gol Sangal. Dr. Carissa Schroeder, being hooded by her mentor, Dr. Richard Pat. Dr. Meredith Scott. Dr. Megan Charette. Dr. Benjamin Schechtman. Dr. Summer Sharif, being hooded by her parents, Dr. Tilat Rizvi and Dr. Suleiman Sharif. Dr. Hayden Scholl. Dr. Julia Shreve, being hooded by her brother-in-law, Dr. Brandon Backler. Dr. Christian Siebenaller, being hooded by his father, Dr. Jack Siebenaller. Dr. Joseph Anthony Silvestri, being hooded by his sister, Dr. Florianne Silvestri. Dr. Natasha Rajiv Sinai Hede, being hooded by her father, Dr. Rajiv Hede. Dr. Danielle Smith, being hooded by her father, Dr. Martin Rice. Dr. Talia Spivak, being hooded by her mentor, Dr. Richard Pat. Dr. Alexander Stanton. Dr. Sean Stein, being hooded by his father, Dr. Moni Stein. Dr. Kevin Stevenoff, being hooded by Dr. Christopher Cooper. Dr. Taylor Stoddard, being hooded by her mentor, Dr. James Willey. Dr. Vikram Sundaragavan, being hooded by his father, Dr. P. Sundaragavan, and Dr. Harini Sundaragavan. Dr. Neil Swartz, being hooded by his mother, Dr. Christine Swartz. Dr. Sandy Tedros, being hooded by her parents, Dr. Hani Tedros and Dr. Jihan Tedros. Dr. Patrick Tate, being hooded by his mentor, Dr. Patrick Saparsky. Dr. Sina Turani, being hooded by his childhood friend, Dr. Mutin Mogadam. Dr. Sonita Tem, being hooded by her mentor, Dr. Patricia Hogue, and friend, Dr. Elizabeth Kingasong. Dr. Benjamin Teneg. Dr. Aaron Tipton. Dr. Michael Tolkas. Dr. Jeremy Tomcho. Dr. Kristen Toy, being hooded by her uncle, Dr. David Mock. Dr. Mariah Truzinski, being hooded by her mentor, Dr. Terry Gibbs. Dr. Venkat Vadamani, being hooded by his mentor, Dr. Muhammad Musa. Dr. Alexis Vick, being hooded by her mentors, Dr. Patricia Hogue and Dr. Reginald Baugh. Dr. Richard Voigt. Dr. Andrew Wadarsik, being hooded by his parents, Dr. Michael Wadarsik and Dr. Kathleen Wadarsik. Dr. Jesse Jishu Yu. Dr. Harrison Zeitler, being hooded by his emergency medicine mentor, Dr. Eric Pontash. Dr. Julie Zemskova, being hooded by her mother, Dr. Marina Zemskova, and grandfather, Dr. Stanislav Rybakov. Dr. Kevin Zhang. Dr. Li Zhang, being hooded by his father, Dr. Jian Zhang. Dr. Chelsea Zhu, being hooded by her father, Dr. Hepin Zhu. Please join me in congratulating the class of 2019.
In order to show their commitment to the profession of medicine, the graduating medical students will now recite a physician's oath. Each year, the graduating class votes for the oath they wish to recite and the classmate they wish to lead the oath. The Doctor of Medicine class of 2019 has selected Dr. Richard Voigt, half of the Ricky team, to lead the recitation of the oath of Hippocrates. Dr. Voigt, will you please come to the podium?
Will the MD graduates please stand? Please join me in reciting the Oath of Hippocrates found on page 40 of your program. I'm assuming everyone can find the page. All right, here we go. Upon this day of graduation, as I seek admission to the medical profession, I do solemnly affirm, as did the ancient Greeks, by all that I hold most sacred, that according to my ability and judgment, I will keep this oath and its stipulations, to hold my teachers in this art equal to my own parents, and extend to them the respect and gratitude which is their due. I will by precept, lecture, and every other mode of instruction impart a knowledge of the art to my sons and daughters and those of my teachers, and to disciples bound by covenant and oath, according to the law of medicine, I will follow that system of treatment which, according to my ability and judgment, I consider for the benefit of my patients, and abstain from whatever is deleterious and mischievous. I will exercise my art solely for the cure of my patients and the prevention of disease, and will give no drugs and perform no operations for a criminal purpose, nor far less suggest such a thing. With honor and dignity, I will practice my profession, not permitting consideration of religion, nationality, race, or social standing to intervene between duty and my patient. Into whatsoever houses I enter, I will go for the benefit of the sick, and will hold myself aloof from every voluntary act of wrongdoing or corruption. Whatever I may see or hear in the lives of men which ought not be spoken abroad, I will not divulge, reckoning that such should be kept secret. While I continue to keep this oath unviolated, may it be granted to me to enjoy life and the practice of the art, respected by all men in all times. But should I trespass and violate this oath, may the reverse be my lot. Please be seated.
At this time, we will have the commissioning of our military graduates performed by Dr. Michael Ellis, Professor of Medicine and the Chief Medical Officer.
First, I would like to congratulate all the graduates and wish them the best as they set out on their medical careers. It's a great honor for me to administer the commissioning oath of office to Drs. Brandon Cobbins, Ryan Fashionpour, and Benjamin Tenaik. In preparation for this event, I had the opportunity to sit down with all three gentlemen and talk to them about their plans for training and their motivation for military service. Soon-to-be Army Captain Cobbins has taken inspiration from his father, who's a podiatrist. Brand will be starting his internal medicine internship this summer at Madigan Army Medical Center in Tacoma, Washington. Navy Lieutenant Fashionpour has a grandfather who served as a Marine, and once a Marine, always a Marine. Ryan will begin his transitional internship at Walter Reed National Military Medical Center in Bethesda, Maryland. Air Force Captain Tenaik's uncles served in Vietnam, and both grandfathers served in the Navy in the Pacific Theater during World War II, one on a destroyer and another as a Navy corpsman. He will be starting his anesthesiology residency at the University of Texas Medical Branch at Galveston. To all of you, congratulations and Godspeed as you embark on your military medical careers. Thank you for choosing to serve our nation and to care for our service members. With that, attention to commissioning. I state your name. Do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office upon which I am about to enter. So help me God.
Thank you, Dr. Ellis. At this time, I would like to call upon Dr. Matthew Metzinger to give the medical student commencement speech. Dr. Metzinger was selected by his medical school classmates to deliver the address. Dr. Metzinger.
Thank you, Dr. Cooper, for your introduction. And thank you to Dr. Gaber, Dr. Schaefer, Dr. Parazinski, members of the Board of Trustees, faculty, staff, family, friends, and especially my fellow graduates for having me speak today. In her New York Times bestseller, Kitchen Table Wisdom, Stories That Heal, Dr. Rachel Naomi Remen writes, "One of the reasons that many physicians feel drained by their work is that they do not know how to make an opening to receive anything from their patients. Receiving is considered unprofessional. Receiving is considered a weakness." The anything which Dr. Remen refers to encompasses far more than just compliments or words of gratitude. Rather, she is speaking of the wisdom our patients offer us, their physicians. While each of our conversations with our patients will be unique to their situations, we must always acknowledge the impact of not only what we say to our patients, but especially what our patients say to us. With an open mind, a listening ear, and an accepting heart, the stories and lessons we can receive from our patients are many. It is in these moments of genuine interaction with those whom we serve that I believe we will find the fuel to continuously stoke the flames of our passion for medicine, our drive to provide the best care for our patients. When I began medical school and thought about the profound interactions I could have with my future patients, I envisioned dramatic and emotional conversations that would be unforgettable. Over time, however, I came to realize that interactions others might deem small talk were rich in meaning and truth. One patient, an elderly gentleman whom I met at Toledo Hospital, told me of his experiences working at a grocery store. He went on to describe the many interactions and close relationships he developed with the grocery store's regular customers. He looked forward to seeing them each week, always eager to greet them and see how they were doing, especially on those days when he could see something was troubling them. We also discussed how modern grocery shopping drastically differs from his experience. Today, we can order our groceries from our smartphones and wait for them to be brought to us in the comfort of our cars. This patient admitted to me that this greatly troubled him. He saw it as a loss of opportunity for social interaction, something that greatly enriched his life for so many years while working at the grocery store. To this patient, these simple human encounters meant the world, and through the brief conversation I had with him that day, he taught me an important lesson about how even the most commonplace interactions with another person can have a profound impact on all those involved. From this patient's story about working in a grocery store arises a beautiful but challenging lesson for all of us to embrace as we begin to care for our first patients, each of whom comes to us with a wealth of experiences to relay and stories to share. In another instance, a few months ago while rotating at the Lucas County Health Department, a review of a patient's health history turned into much more. When asked by the nurse about any stressors in his life, this young man revealed that his mother recently had passed away. As he shared this information with us, he naturally became emotional. He told us about how close he was with his mother and how the burden of planning her funeral fell solely on him, which only added to his pain and stress. As we offered our condolences to him, he began talking about how he was coping with the loss and how he cherished his memories of his mother. In his next breath, he told us that when he feels especially sad, he listens to an old voicemail his mother left on his phone so that he can hear her voice once again. When I heard this, I paused and I thought to myself, what an incredibly vulnerable and beautiful thing this young man just shared with us. Since this day at the health department, I have thought a lot about this conversation. I think about how I cannot even begin to imagine the pain he was feeling. I think about how grateful I am for him and his willingness to be vulnerable while talking with us. I think about how privileged I am that my profession allows me to have opportunities for conversations such as this on a daily basis. I think about how something as ordinary as a voicemail could represent something as beautiful as a relationship between a deceased mother and her grieving son. So, a story about a grocery store and a story about a voicemail. Probably not what you expected from a medical school commencement speech. I hope that from these stories about two seemingly ordinary things, we all may work to not only acknowledge the profound impact our patients have on us, but also receive the lessons and stories they share with us. In the book I mentioned earlier, Dr. Remen later writes, there are many people whose awakening to larger realities comes through the experiences of ordinary life, through parenting, through work, through friendship, through illness, or just in some elevator somewhere. If we strive never to overlook the commonplace words and ordinary stories of our patients, I truly believe our interactions in healthcare will be richer, our lives' missions will be more readily apparent, and our patients' experiences will be improved. In the wise and final words of Pam Beasley Halpert from The Office, there's a lot of beauty in ordinary things. Isn't that kind of the point?
Thank you, Dr. Metzinger, for that inspirational speech. It is now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Michael McCray, President of the College of Medicine and Life Sciences Alumni Affiliate.
Thank you, Dr. Cooper. Good afternoon. On behalf of the University of Toledo's College of Medicine and Life Sciences Alumni Affiliate, I am pleased to welcome the graduates to your Alumni Association. In recognition of your accomplishments and the greatness yet to come, it is our pleasure to present a special gift to each of you as you already left the stage. We switched things up a little bit, so you already have it. So for the graduating physicians, our alumni have purchased stethoscopes for each graduate. The stethoscope is symbolic. You've chosen to listen to the heart and in the process amplified the sounds of life. For the graduating doctorates, our alumni have purchased a hand-blown glass paperweight, symbolic of the University of Toledo and Toledo, the glass capital of the world. The master candidates also received a gift, and all of the graduates will receive a complimentary 5-year membership to your new Alumni Association. Each of you follows in the footsteps of more than 8,500 alumni of the College of Medicine and Life Sciences. In turn, others will follow in your lead. Today is a day that you will never forget. On behalf of all of our alumni, thank you for making a difference. Thank you for improving the human condition.
Thank you, Dr. McCrae. Graduates of 2019, today is your day. Today we celebrate your accomplishments and opportunities for a bright future. Congratulations and my sincerest wishes for continued success in your life's journey. Congratulations and thanks as well to the graduates' family and loved ones, and to their teachers and mentors. This concludes today's ceremony. We ask that the graduates, the special hooders, and audience remain in your seats until the platform party and faculty have recessed out of the auditorium. Thank you to all of you.